Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Get Your Happy podcast and TV. If you're following me on YouTube or if you're listening to me on the iTunes or SoundCloud podcast, welcome back. I'm so excited to be here. My goodness. So it is the month of June. I'm so excited about June. It is my birthday month. My birthday is on the 28th of June, so I'm very excited for that. And it's Pride Month, so I am definitely a person who celebrates love is love. So I am looking forward to this month. It is a big month for me, and I did make sure that that I'm very active during this time. So into the podcast, I want to get ready to discuss what are we on? We're on episode 3 now. So in this podcast, we are talking about change. Change is happening. There are change all around us, and we just had a new moon. Spring is now into summer. If you live in Florida, it's ridiculously hot. So my Floridians, we all know it is that time. So change is always happening. Schools just, students are graduating. They're going into college. So mothers who've had your son or daughter in the house for 17, 18 years now, you're ready to push them out, and or you may just be holding on so tightly because you don't want them to leave. This is a time where a lot of people start to move to different locations. Maybe you're getting a new job, taking on a new career, summer vacations, going over to a new location for the first time, or someplace that you've always wanted to go to. So change is all around us. I think you get the point, but sometimes change can happen and we absolutely hate it. Ugh. That feeling of just, no, gosh, no, please, no. So this is what I want to talk about in the midst of change, how to really find the golden light within change. There's a very thin line that can be a thicker line, but there is this, right in the center of this change, there is this beautiful golden light. And how can we embrace that? And how can we love that and really get out of the way of feeling, uncomfortable or that, discomfort? So I'm gonna, just kind of give one of my old childhood experiences, and let's dive right in. I hope you have something to write with. It's pretty short and simple. I'll try to keep it sweet and simple, but I may be a little chatty today. I must admit, I'm so excited to just continue on this journey. So I've been doing a lot of backside work on the website, rebranding that, and other projects. So, but yes, let's get right into it. So, we know this feeling of change. We know that it's uncomfortable. We know that it's hard and it stinks sometimes. Or you may just love change. I must admit, I love change. And then there are some times where I'm like, oh no. Let's not change that. Let's keep it where it is. Change nothing, absolutely nothing. So, I'm giving the examples. So, I'm going to start with Miss MEL ROBBINS. She's an author of the book. I believe it's called The 5-Second Rule. I actually listened to her this morning and I was so inspired, and I really wanted to find a way to incorporate her book within this podcast. And if you slightly hear, for some reason, I always choose the day that our lawn guys are doing their thing. I swear I do, but just tune that out and really focus on the beautiful content that's coming out of this. So, change, whether it's, a route that, your road is having construction, you're having to take a detour. You're at your favorite vegan restaurant and they're out of the jackfruit, pulled pork sandwich that you normally get and you're forced to choose something else. True story. Or like me, this middle school girl out with her friends at a water park and everyone is jumping off this cliff. I'm afraid of heights. I'm not going to do it. And I'm saying, no, it stinks. It's stupid. Who jumps off a cliff and into the water? It's dumb. I'm going to stay here in my lazy river. Okay. So Mel Robbins, what she talks about in this 5-second rule is, she was in a pit of discomfort with her finances and her lifestyle, and having a business go under, and now facing a lot of debt. Every morning she would get up and she would hit the snooze button, and she did not want, it became her routine, and she didn't want to leave this routine, and so it's easy for us to make up excuses, right? It's easy to make up these excuses and talk ourselves, into not doing something because it could cause, it's feeling of discomfort. And she talks about how she had to, within these 5 seconds, give herself 5 seconds. She saw this NASA rocket ship take off. And in these 5 seconds, she's counting back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to get up and change the pattern. And so I want you to consider that when you're in the midst of change, is consider, feeling that discomfort for 5 seconds, whatever it is. I hate it. This sucks. This is stupid. People shouldn't do this. I don't want to change, feel that for 5 seconds. And out of those 5 seconds, start to look in that thin line of golden light. Okay, what it is that is happening and why it's uncomfortable. And, honestly, it's easy for us to complain. It's easy. We all do it and we like it. The brain likes it. The brain is telling you that it likes that feeling of discomfort. And you're probably, you're listening, you're probably saying, Tanya, no, that can't be true. But of course it is. Our brain tells us that it's uncomfortable. So here I am, I'm coming up with all of these excuses as to why I'm not that 13-year-old girl, not about to jump off the cliff and into the water like all of my friends are doing and the people around me. So, really allowing yourself those 5 seconds, 5 seconds to complain, tell yourself that it stinks. Tell yourself it's uncomfortable. Tell yourself, how much you're going to hate it and it's not for you. Give yourself those 5 seconds, and outside of those 5 seconds, start to look in the golden light, as to why, really embracing that gratitude as to why it is going to be a successful ride. Right? So, why taking that scenic route is going to be good. Maybe you're going to see, a new restaurant you maybe want to go to, or a new, store that has a sale going on, or maybe you find a new park that you can now take your dog. So really embracing that thin line of light in between that discomfort, feel it for 5 seconds and allow yourself to really look into that golden light. Okay. So, the next tip here, after you've, been able to look into that golden light, and so here I am back at that water park, and I'm, saying to myself after I felt it, because eventually I jumped into the water, I faced my fear of heights, and, it really took me saying, it's really hot, and once I jump, I'm going to be back in the water. I took the long ride, going over into, the stairs, and now I'm faced in line, and I have all these people watching me. Wouldn't I want to just jump into the water and face my fear of heights and the high cliff? And I see this 3-year-old that's jumping. Wouldn't I want to do that too? So, really doing that, if you're at that restaurant and they're out of your favorite, your usual order of jackfruit, then you can say, you know what? This is going to be great. I get to try something else on the menu. So now when I come back, I have 2 options. So seeing that and having gratitude in that force or push of change is, is really going to allow you to explore and, face your fear of excuses, of giving, the brain is so comfortable with, being comfortable, and those excuses is comfortable. So that, it really makes sense. So, lastly, after you've been able to, have your 5 seconds, as Mel Robbins explains in her 5-second rule, talking yourself out of, breaking up the pattern, because that's what's happening. You're really rewiring the brain, breaking up the pattern. And once you've been able to break up the pattern, you now are forced to see the golden light. You're now exploring, why this could potentially be a good thing. Once you've taken the plunge, so I took the leap at the water park, and I'm in there, and I can't believe I'm doing it. And you start to, honor your self-development. Take a minute to step back and say, here I was, and I was uncomfortable. Then, there was so many opportunities to complain. And, what was that? What was, who were you then? Maybe you had limited thoughts. Maybe you were unhappy. Maybe you were stressed out. Stressed that you're now forced to make other decisions. Stressed out that you're having to take, a beeline because that road now has construction. And, maybe you're unhappy, in the lazy river, or, going down the tube slides, and you're watching everyone else jump and make this leap right back into the water. And so, once you're able to honor where you were mentally and figure out, the growth and the change that you now come to embrace, and that's now over your head, and you're on for a whole new task, you now can see the gratitude in your exploration, your metamorphosis. You're now that butterfly that's flying around and with beautiful colors. So once you're able to do that, you feel, limitless, fearless, powerful. You really can embrace anything that your mind allows you to do. So, remembering 5-second rule, 5 seconds to complain, or a list of 5 things of why you hate it. And, seeing that beautiful light, honoring your self-growth, and, seeing that you are able to do something so much more and more and more and more. So that's it. That's it for this video. I mean, I thought that was good. I'm sipping my tea, my smoothie, whatever it is that was good. So, and this is good. I'm almost done. Peanut butter smoothie here. So, and they are still going out there. But yeah, so that is it for this video. I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. Comment below on what, new changes that you may had to adapt. Or maybe it was challenging for you. And now, after these tips, which one are these that you are, really excited about trying? I love the 5-second rule. So I'll link Mel Robbins' book below. I have not read it. I just watched one of the interviews. I'll maybe link that below. New website. I have a new website. It's not up yet though. So I'm still working on it, and that'll be coming to you soon. And if you don't know, the Happy Deck, it is here in full flesh. I have a limited quantity. So, the Happy Deck, Organic Happiness, 33 guided cards and exercises to manifest self-love, mental freedom, after trauma, emotional abuse, or PTSD. So I physically have them. They are on Etsy. I'll link that below. Limited quantity, so make sure you get yours. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see the beautiful stories. So I tried to make this quick. I couldn't, but I miss you guys so much, and I feel like it's been forever, and it really hasn't. But I love you guys. So, and you make me smile. So remember to love your authenticity. Love your authenticity. Let the abundance come right on in, and embrace that. Embrace that change of multiple abundance around you, and radiate organic happiness. Thanks so much for watching. I'm so excited to be back. It feels like forever. I don't know why, but it does. But yes, thank you for watching. Gratitude.